Let me.
You don't need to lock the front door.
Now, I just don't want her coming home and having to with a door lock, and it sounds like, oh, hold on, let me put in the wrong code.
Wait, come back. Okay, it is unlocked.
I know it works anyway. Hey, everybody, it is Daniel, Tiffany, and Phil here from the Wish You Were a Beer Show. Thank you again, as always, for stopping by. It's Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock. And when StreamYard allows it, we go live at 8 o'clock.
It's really just when I'm here, it's like, we should work.
That does help. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Never fails when you're here. It does.
Never.
Never.
We've never had technical difficulties.
Tonight we're good. We are currently live on Instagram. That is working. We are, I believe we're live on YouTube.
Okay.
This is rare. I wasn't sure if StreamYard could pull this off, but they did tonight.
I thought maybe I reached out to customer support last week, they shadow banned us based off my responses. I don't remember.
Eric? Who was
He was super helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, super helpful.
I just loved the screenshots.
Yeah. If you're unfamiliar with the show for some reason at this point in your life, A, you're sheltered, B, I apologize. C, this is a live beer show that we do every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time right here. We stream it through, obviously, YouTube. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, really wherever you get your information.
Pharaoh asked if anyone can see us.
Oh, even better.
I know, now she's got me all concerned.
StreamYard. It's better if you can't see me, but oh no, Gabriel says yes, unfortunately.
Gabriel would have preferred this to be an audio only podcast.
More of a podcast guy.
Yeah.
But we do the show every week for some dumbass reason, and you can follow along every week if you're interested. And you can follow along with us throughout the week as well. If you notice, all of our social media is down there at the bottom of the page. Follow along with us wherever you can get us. You can watch me get a black eye. You can watch me not wear a shirt and short jean shorts and play soccer with children. It's really whatever you're into. We're probably doing on social media.
That's your friends, and it's not making people comfortable.
That's the goal.
You know what? There were a lot of individuals who asked for our photo, and I assume it wasn't because of me, but I was just included to not be weird.
You know what? I thought about that while we were there because I was like, this is what the Beatles felt like, because that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Me. I was like, I'm the Beatles.
Yeah.
Like everyone wants to be around and take a picture. And
yeah. Except for you were the one that was falling over.
So I'm the Beatles.
No, the Prians were the ones who were fainting. Right?
Well, early in the game, yeah. Later in the game, it was mainly just
dying.
The cancer.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get going on this, and let's talk about Daniel's face. Tiffany, what the hell happened to Daniel's
Everybody's face is fine if I stay this way.
Yeah. So Daniel was playing soccer in his outfit on Saturday for the run. So those of you who didn't see it, it's
Where
ridiculous.
were we at for the run?
I'm getting there.
That's taking so long.
All right, we're doing the second longest marathon in Newport News, which is 0.018. But anyway,
0.081.
Whatever. Yeah, it's a little longer than 1.8. I'm dyslexic, so good fucking luck. No, anyway, Daniel's playing soccer. The cement is wet. He slips, and Daniel, prior to being almost 40 and drunk, would usually roll out of it because he's athletic.
I'm like ludicrous.
So, I mean, he was like going in for the like, oh, it's fine. I'm a stuntman and I'm going to roll through this. Yeah, there's
my outfit from the marathon.
This is what he was wearing. So anyway, he's rolling in to like, try to maneuver out of this and just falls on his eyebrow / face. Like just face plants.
You know what? The doctors all say that when you're an adult and you're going to fall, catch yourself with your eyebrow. That's what they all say.
Yeah, I think that's what they say.
I do get that a lot from doctors.
Yeah.
They're like, you got a very
face first and just catch yourself.
You have a very fallible face, they say regularly.
It was slow motion and I couldn't fix it. I was like trying. I feel like I tried to save him. And then
you can see how wet the conditions were, how much we were struggling from the length we ran. I mean, it was obviously going to happen.
But yeah. Definitely broke his fall with his face.
Correct answer, sir.
Yeah.
My favorite is literally the next day. I landed on my eyebrow. But
it was not good. It was bleeding all over the place. And I was like, I need you to
whole
go here.
eyelid was neon black, and it somehow worked down the side of my nose black as well. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. The like blood had pooled below his eyebrow, and it was
amazing.
I had to look in the other eye. I didn't think.
I would like to say that, Daniel, you learned something from this experience, but I've known you since you were 18, and I've watched you get hurt so many times.
I think we had a blast.
You ain't gonna learn shit.
No. And if nowadays, though, when we did dumb shit at 18, there was no photographic evidence other than a few videos that are.
And they unfortunately got that footage.
They're in Fort Knox. You can't lock those down.
No, there's no footage of us anywhere from that age.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love that you have a satchel. I don't know if that's actually what it is, but I just want to believe that it's a satchel.
I just love that was an idea that we had, and we're in the middle of Central Park, loud clapping to like a video cassette recorder with no lighting, no nothing. People are walking by going, okay.
Yeah, well, New York City, they're like, whatever. Good luck, guys. You're never going to make it.
Oh, we got an old school fan. If they know that reference.
Boy, if you know that reference, I don't know how you have access to that private YouTube, but we're probably canceled shortly thereafter.
How does it work, Mr. Shaka Zulu?
Correct.
You sweet baby face.
I apologize to our Native American constituency. I didn't realize that was a slur at that age, and that's fine. You live, you learn, you know?
So good.
It's so bad.
I worry about you.
Makes me happy.
So again, for some reason, we like to drink every Thursday night and every other night in the meantime. So follow along with us. But as mentioned in the earlier portion of the show, which seems like forever ago at this point, I'm Daniel. That's Tiffany.
Hello.
That's Phil. If you missed those beautiful Instagram reels, that was from a very fun event that we do every year down at Coastal Fermentory. It's their marathon. It's 0.081 miles. It goes from a distillery that's in the same parking lot to the brewery that's in the same parking lot. It's an all-day event, obviously, according to my face.
Yeah, I realized that I didn't know I was the DD until like, I don't know, 2 hours in. And I said, all right.
Daniel's already falling. I'm probably
I don't even think it was that long. It was not long. And I said, just realized I was the DD. And I was like still on beer one. So it probably wasn't even an hour.
Yeah, I mean, when you arrive at an event in that outfit that Daniel is in, I'm pretty sure he is going to be the one that is going to be drinking.
The funny part of it is that we arrived in normal clothes and then we changed at the bathroom at Coastal to come out for the race. Tiffany comes out and everybody's like, oh my God, look at this, like this and this. I was in the bathroom for a long time because I had to figure out how to get my testicles inside of the shorts. And then after that, I had to figure out how to connect suspenders to the back of my shorts without uncomfortably asking another dude in the bathroom who has no idea while I'm there.
You could have waited.
Be like, bro, can you lace me up? It's not going to work. So
Vero has been to an event with you before, apparently.
You goddamn right you did. Or you take a lift home when you're finished. We've been through this. What?
What did we do?
I didn't do anything.
What happened?
I have no idea.
Everything looks good on my end.
Got it.
Daniel went to go add an item to the screen.
By accident.
Never seen that before.
Yeah, I hit the plus button. And you're right, Trey. I could have called you. You could have suspended me up. You're right. So it was a really fun event. We're excited for the show tonight because we are doing a Coastal beer, but it is a collaboration that we did with Coastal. If you've been following the show, we've had a beer in their foeder for almost a year now that we brewed a base saison with. It's finally done. We bottled it last week. It's coming out this Friday. We're going to drink it on the show tonight. with our good friend Mike from Coastal, who's going to come talk to us about how much he knows about beer and how little we did for this process. It's going to be a fucking blast.
Yep.
Oh, that's it. That's what we added to this. Yep.
Yeah.
Really carrying the show.
I mean, you said it all. Why waste time?
Why?
Few word do trick.
Few word do trick.
I mean, I look forward to finding out how much y'all actually did, because there is more footage of you two actually looking like you're doing a little bit of work.
I
Yeah,
carried
that's
a
a
bag
setup.
of things. I think we poured some things in, which is
That-
pretty much just brewing.
That is a setup. We did not do anything. Oh, nope. Eyebrows. You
Yeah.
right.
So you're opposite Tom Cruise. When you show up to set, you have someone else do all the work and then walk away.
Yeah, but I don't yell at him. That's the difference. You fucking short bastard.
I think you did, but you know.
It was under my breath. Yeah, but I was like, we could optimize this. Everybody's sitting the fuck around. We could do this faster if y'all just wanted to.
I think that's actually not true.
It has to be in for a certain amount of time. You can't do it any faster.
Yeah, the only way you can do it faster is if you have more equipment.
True story.
Yeah, I'm sure there's another way, but
There's not.
it
No.
seems like it's very
All right.
time oriented.
You know what? Just roll the beer news cutaway. Let's get this out of the way. I want to talk to Mike. I'm ready to drink this. I don't know that gentleman, and that caught me off guard. I was like, that is not Mike. Okay, no, I'm back.
I was like, oh no, did I bring someone else into the show?
Now, this is a quick beer news story that I thought was fun because I always think about this when I see motorcyclists and they're, save everybody, look twice, save a life, don't drink and drive, XYZ. A brewery in Wisconsin Brewing Company, actually made a Harley Davidson non-alcoholic collaboration beer with Harley Davidson. The can art is a lot of fun. They pushed it out at the event, like a big Harley event in Wisconsin. They're going to be rolling it out throughout the United States, kind of throughout the rest of the year. They're going to do slow rollout state to state to state where they have big constituencies. But I thought it was a great idea because these guys are always harping on like that motorcycle community. Always like, hey, look twice, save a life. Let's be safe out there. They do a lot of good charity work. So I thought it was kind of fun that they got a collaboration beer that's going to be large enough to pretty much be in all 50 states because the event at the Wisconsin Brewing one was massive. So it's not in this news story, but I followed it down a rabbit hole and they had a crazy damn turnout for it. Unexpected. The beer sold out like crazy, even though it's non-alcoholic. Like it was, I thought it was a cool idea for like a bunch of like biker dudes to like go, cool. I love this can art. It speaks to me. It's a Pilsner. It's easy to drink, but it's non-alcoholic. I can throw 9 of them down the hatch and still drive the bike home. I thought it was like a great event, and I hope they keep doing that same event at places where, so like Bike Week down in Key West or places like that where there's thousands upon thousands of motorcycles and people are going to be drinking their ass off. I think this is a great idea to try to push on that community that normally wouldn't seek out a non-alcoholic beer.
Well, because it's, why bother?
Correct.
I'm sure there's a better way to say it in their words, but I think that's the gist.
Yeah, no, I just think it's an interesting idea. And like we've talked about non-alcoholics for a long time on the show already this year, and they're big in the market right now in some capacity. I thought this was a great collaboration to bring a non-alcoholic to the masses. Mm-hmm. We talked to Momentum Brewing, and I think they're doing it really well, and they're bringing it to the masses in a different way. But this is going after a demographic that historically drinks, let's not get out of hand, but historically drinks Bud Lights, who historically drinks non-craft beer, and they made a craft Pilsner and brought it to that demographic, and it's going well, which really opens a weird door for, hey, next time you do want to have a beer, 1 or 2, try that crazy craft Pilsner that's on draft as opposed to that Bud Light or as opposed to this. And I think it opens up a market for them that they may not have had if they didn't do this collaboration.
I think you just stereotyped the fuck out of these people.
100%. I know every single person that rides a motorcycle with a group of motorcycle people, and stereotypes are true because they hold a little bit of truth at the bottom.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
But
I'm
to one viewer who may have a Harley and
That's
watch,
fine. He's probably like, damn right. And I don't know.
Or
Gabriel,
she.
Gabriel,
You don't know.
are we right?
Okay.
It is great to see the non-alcoholics in it. You're exactly right. Like to see it played out like this, to see it popularized. I like seeing them becoming super popular. I think it's helping those out, and especially in a community like a biker gang where there is probably a sense of like, you gotta go, you gotta party, you gotta drink. And there's probably a few of them in there that are like not comfortable, not drinking around everyone. Pop this thing in a cup. You smells, looks, tastes like a beer. You know, you can still fit right in. Don't have to worry about it. Also, the can looks just kind of like liquid death to me.
Doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
I first pulled up, I was like, "This is liquid death." Like, it's really weird.
It looks a lot like it, and they mentioned the artist in it, so they basically got the ability to work with this artist who does this specific style art, and he's actually like a really big name. He does a lot of this style art for multiple different brands, and they were able to team up with him, which is also cool because that's one of the things I love about the brewery world, and Coastal does a ton of it, where they let local artists make their labels, but they base them off of something they drew, and then they sell the prints of it, only so many of them, and then you can buy the can art that comes with that same thing on it as well. Yeah. So it supports the artistic community, it supports the beer community, there's a litany of rabbit holes you can go down there, which is awesome.
And it's nice. Looks like you can order it online as well. Mm-hmm. And it's at so that was a one event. Hopefully I do some more. That's really cool.
They have when I went down the rabbit hole,
like the biggest.
They did 3 they had 3 other events coming up. And yeah, absolutely. Lavish Pickle was the artist basically. If you find him on Instagram, Lavish Pickle, he's amazing. We have one of his prints here at the house as well, but he's one of the ones that did another can art for the artist series at Coastal as well. Yeah. And dude, I love when people get involved. You see things you wouldn't normally see. It makes you want to try things you wouldn't normally try.
Well, you have a few of these, and then you don't end up busting your face open. You know, it's a win-win.
Yeah. Oh no! I was playing soccer hard. Like I pushed that kid first.
He did actually.
Yeah, I did. He was like elbowing in on me. I was like, "Bro, you're like 4'9". You're only 6 inches shorter than me."
Barely nudged him, but the kid did fall over, and Daniel kept running.
His parents were really happy we were there.
So it's fine. Let's talk about this damn beer we made.
Let's try it.
I'm super excited.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm actually more excited for you than I am for this beer because you haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.
So.
Does that mean we should bring the guest in?
No, not yet. No. We have to roll a clip first. Yeah. So I'm gonna set it up right now. This is a beer that if you follow the show, again, we've been talking about for a long time. For some dumbass reason, they let us name it. So it's called It In My Foeder. This is a foeder aged mixed fermentation beer. So we brewed a Saison base. That did pretty well. And then we added it to a foeder. That also did pretty well. The final product's amazing. We're going to talk to Mike about it from Coastal, who I think lost a bet and had to brew with us that day because I think it should have been Brandon, but Mike showed up and then he was like, "Well, I don't fucking do this shit, but we'll figure it out."
Yep.
And here we are.
Here he is with
crashing medals.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
All right. You're going to want that gold.
There you go. Jump on it.
Mike-
Damn, Daniel, did you get hit by a Swiffer from Tiffany, or did you slip on a soccer
Well,
ball?
that would assume Tiffany was Swiffering, but thanks. Ooh,
I
wow.
the jokes were going, and I just had to let it out.
No. So, if you haven't kept up with this show, Mike is a good friend of ours from Coastal Fermentory. I don't want to say he runs the place or that he is the owner or that he's not the owner. I'm going to leave it ambiguously, but we brewed a beer together.
We did. It was delightful.
But you're not the owner. I don't know anymore,
He's
Mike,
a
and I'm
owner.
confused on who lives in that
I'm an
building.
owner. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Yep. Here it is. So
Yeah, he actually has nothing to do with it, but we somehow brewed a beer.
I just show up every day and I do things and nobody asks questions.
I love that you were supposed to be off the street, but you showed up and we're like, well, fuck it, let that guy brew.
That guy's doing it, so we don't need to do anything. So.
He looks like a beer bro. Let's let him try.
If you're unfamiliar with this show, Coastal Fermentory and Downtown Newport News are good friends of ours, and we've had a lot of fun with those guys and gals. Well, mainly the guys. The gals are the worst.
No, they are not.
Oh, okay. But we've kept up with Mike and Brandon and Seth and all of them for a long time. So if you follow our Instagram, you've probably seen some of these characters from their tap room or from travels or from beer processes or beer tastings somewhere in the game. And Mike has been nice enough to join us like in 3 times now at this point.
You may be one of our.
I'm gonna get you a 3-timers club jacket.
We got you a 5-timers. We got
Yeah, like SNL.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do it, guys. It's fun.
We're gonna get you. We're gonna make 5-timers T-shirts, and it's only available to people who've been on the show 5 times. God, I'm so excited for this.
I'm excited for that as well.
Yeah.
Actually, oddly enough.
Yeah.
But only if we get ourselves shirts that are like 245th timers.
Yeah, but then we gotta change it every time.
You just duct tape over one, like our label.
You could just put OG.
Easy.
So Mike, I've been hearing about this beer for a year now, and I remember when Daniel came to me and said that we were doing this beer. What came first? Was it that you saw the name of our shirt and said, I need to make a beer and a foeder with that name, or was it the beer and then you were like, man, we're making a foeder beer, and then you saw the shirt?
I think it was Daniel. I think it was Daniel showing up, and he was like, "I'm gonna fix y'all's bug situation." And then I was like, "You want to make a foeder beer?" He was like, "Let's go!"
All right.
That was
We
it.
will give that a ring.
Good.
No,
For
we,
some dumb reason, you let us take up space for almost a full year.
we talked about it for quite a bit, and we had quite a plan behind it with it as well. And so we wanted to pack our fooders with some good stuff, and they wanted to do the same thing. So it was easy for us to agree along that. So yeah, it was easy peasy.
And if we make this beer again, it will be called Pack My Foeder with Good Stuff. For the record.
We are upgrading. I love it.
It's just going to be variations with different names forever. You're with us now forever.
If anyone would like to submit ideas, our
I don't think we need outside impressions.
I'm okay with brainstorming, mostly because
It's easy.
I want to hear
Yeah.
everybody else's.
Yeah.
We joke about this all the time, kind of behind closed doors, because we've done a couple of collaborations now at this point, and we've been lucky enough to brew on different systems with different people, different states. Like it's weird for us.
It's nice because they invite us in because they know how much we know, and they want to learn. So it's nice that we were able to teach you a thing too.
Yeah.
You know?
It's nice being a subject matter expert with beer.
That does help. But I thought the funniest part for this whole process was when we first talked about it, and we had already made a "Put It In My Foeder" T-shirt on our website before we even talked about this beer.
Yeah.
So we brought it to the table, and I was like, "Surely that's gonna get shot down."
They're gonna be like, no, thank you, because pretty much every other brew they're like, let's
Maybe let's
things,
curb the
and,
name a bit.
and we need to,
Nope.
and so we usually do like let's figure it out together.
Y'all were like,
This one,
fuck
no.
it, 1,000 labels. Let's do it for a year.
Let's go.
We're
Yep.
gonna do it again.
No, that's exciting. Yeah. It's so with our foeders, we do a Solera style thing. So essentially we blend it. So what we did with our brew is we did basically a DuPont style saison, which dried out pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
would
turned
say
out
it did
pretty well.
okay.
Gold medal. Yeah.
So we did that as our base, and then we have 2 foeders, and we do 2 different Brettanomyces style yeasts in them. And the one that we used for the put it in my foeder is a Brett Brooks style. So the Brett Brooks is kind of like middle range on the Brettanomyces, so you don't get the crazy like farmhouse style side of it, but you don't get the light style. So it actually accentuates that saison quite a bit. And God, this is so good, man. I love this beer so much. Like this one, I was so excited when we put it. So we had it in the foeder for about a year, maybe 8 months or something like that.
Like
then,
pushing 9 months.
It was
just
yeah. And then we transferred it over to our stainless tank to just carb up and get ready. And man, it's freaking good. I'm gonna pop it right now, actually.
You don't. Whoa.
I mean, we can too. I
There's
guess.
only so many of those.
Mike, what is you kept it in there for that long? What's the difference between in the kind of the beginning of this phase versus like a 9 month to a year of keeping this thing in there?
So Brettanomyces takes a little bit longer to go through and eat up more sugars. So it just builds up a little bit longer along the way, and so you're getting more nuance to your beer, and that's kind of like the side of it. So you got Saccharomyces, which is basically your normal ale yeast that you use. So you get a little bit out of that. Saison gives a good character to it. You get some earthiness and all that. DuPont, we love that style of yeast. It's expensive, but it's worth it because it gives you quite a bit more out of it. And then once you get it into that foeder and we have that Brettanomyces, that just adds layers of complexity to the beer, which a lot of people don't understand. And that's what we try to get from people. Is like everybody's like, I want a smoothie sour. I'm like, but how about all this stuff that's really built out through all the
This
fermentation?
motherfucker
No, they
has
just want
legs.
They
I can
want
add sugar and fruit and all this stuff to it. Great, I'll give that to you in 2 weeks. But how about this thing that takes about a year to make because it really
Nobody wants
this
a baby.
was love.
it really is. So we've been trying to build that community, and people actually are buying it at the brewery.
Yeah,
quite a bit on taps
me.
more than in bottles.
I
It
find
just-
that one.
It's getting people to understand like what it takes. It's like it's stupid to say a fine wine or something like that,
Yep.
but it really is something that takes time because Brettanomyces takes time to get through it. Like it eats through the sugars over time. It eats through the complex sugars that actually add that nuanced flavors to it, where you get that farmhouse style, you get that people call it horse blanket or whatever.
I fucking love a wet horse blanket.
Yeah.
All the
They
time.
give it to you, but it really it holds up. It holds up. So
Now, would there be a benefit? Like, what would then happen? Let's say we did another year in this thing. Is there a point in time where it just kind of stops and then it just dies, or is this like is it kind of like wine where if you kind of kept it in there a little bit longer?
just keeps going, Phil.
Yeah.
So
I think you took it out too early. Then I wanted to wait.
when I say a Solera style, so basically how we have these foeders, they actually have valves halfway up, which are used for pulling off in that aspect of it. But basically, sorry, I got a dog right next to me.
Just thought you were working off. That's fine.
I was
He really loves this
I love
beer.
this. No, it's a dog down here.
the Solaris style is basically you pull wort off or beer off and you carb it up, but you add wort on top of it, and you just continue to do that, and it just complexes the entire situation as you go along. So as we have 2 foeders right now, and we've added 2 different strains of Brettanomyces to each one. So we have Brett Brux and Brett Lambicus in one. The Lambicus is more harsh. It has more of that earthy character to it.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. So it's funny because we ran this brew, and we ran it through, we bottled it up and kegged it up, and we added that Lambicus on top of that into the fermenter to give it a little bit more complexity. And we're going to add some fruit to that to kind of build that style for people.
So you're saying that we basically have a full series now that we
you're welcome.
Basically, everything in there is a collaboration.
We'll just say like
it is. So you guys can't leave our brewery, I guess. Like it's just there.
The next one's just fruit in my foeder.
I was thinking fruit my foeder.
It's put it in my fruiter.
I'm on board with it. All right, so if
Phil just named it, so
got him
done.
If you're unfamiliar with the show, we are going to play trivia here shortly as well. We have some trivia questions, so we do use Kahoot to do that. So you can see it scrolling down at the bottom of the page. Go to Kahoot.it, or if you have the app, put in our game pin, make your team name, make it something about putting it in your foeder, but be more clever than that. We're not very clever, so be smarter than us.
We just drink live.
But in the meantime, while you're doing that, we are Mike's already opened it. Phil finally cracked it as well. Tiffany and I are going to open up our year-long foeder process game with Coastal Fermentory, and it is called Put It In My Foeder.
Also, you got a low fill right there.
Yeah, I did.
It was on purpose.
We took 2 low fills for us to have.
I want people to know it's a low fill.
Yeah, you're the only one that can see that. No one knows that.
Oh, great. That's fine.
Yeah, you're just fine.
Wow.
It's like we'll be fine. Maybe it's a little more than that, but it's still.
And the only reason it's a low fill is because y'all let me bottle shit. I probably fucked half of it up, but
Phil, good luck in there.
Daniel, you did a great job. You're better with bottles than soccer balls. That's all I was saying.
Checks out.
Yeah.
Checks out. Oh, it smells so good. I fucking hate this beer. Just for the record. Go ahead, Phil.
Shall we get into this?
What, into trivia?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. I wrote it. Let's figure out what it's about.
All right, we're just going to get right into it.
Also, you can join trivia anytime you want. So if you haven't made a trivia team name yet, or you come in late to the show, if you're not Baby, Tiff's Foeder, or Foeder Me Once, anytime you want. There we go.
Faceplant
ale. Yeah. Fucking gold. So the key with trivia is it's not about being right. It's about being right the fastest.
Okay. It is about being right.
If you're right and you're right the fastest, you get more points than somebody who was right slower than you. Go with your gut. Don't dick around. And bad news, there's some questions in here that Mike is going to have to read all of them because I pulled them straight off a Wikipedia page and I don't know how to say any of it.
Yeah, you do.
Testicles is back.
I know how to say testicles. I live in that world.
All right, we got a good group in here.
Into your shorts.
Yeah. Those are the ones that fell out when I hit my face.
It's a close call.
I had to make sure I wasn't on a list. Foeder me, Seymour. Sorry. So great. All right, so question 1. Foeder is a Dutch word meaning what? Large oak tank, oak barrel, or wine barrel?
I love Bob's Burgers so much.
All right. It is very specifically a large oak tank is where the word originates from. It's changed a little bit.
What qualifies as large, you know?
We're going to get into that later because that is a weird sliding scale, actually. So, dude, I have a question in here that is about like the size and what it means. and the scale is so obnoxiously off, and it can be whatever you want it to be. I'm like, this shouldn't even be a thing.
It's women's scales.
Nope.
We are also wildly off.
Nope. I'm interested in all of them.
That's a great response to that question. It's a sliding scale.
It's
Really,
sliding
It really
scale.
is. Yeah.
depending on.
It really
Yep.
depends. Like, I'll settle because you're funny.
I get that a lot. Testicles coming into the front.
All right.
Mike, did you know that was the Dutch word for that? All right, true or false? To be designated as a foeder tank, it has to be at least 300 times larger than a standard oak wine barrel. True or false? Fellow that cat in a tank. God, I hate that so much. It's not that hard, guys. Pick true or false.
Stop it.
It's a 50-50. If you're not sure, pick one.
Maybe
You get points for being right in the
maybe
fastest.
someone is having technical difficulties.
Yeah, that cat shouldn't be in a tank. All right, so this is the fun one. It is false because technically to be designated as it, it only needs to be 3 times bigger, which is not that much bigger than a standard oak barrel. 3 times bigger, and you can be like, I have 14 foeders in my, like, no, you don't, you liar. They need to be 300 times larger, or I'm not interested.
I think
Mike, how big of a foeder was put it in my foeder made in?
20 barrels. So that, 630 gallons. So those are each of our
20 times.
What?
If it's one it has to be bigger than 1, so it's 20 times. It's 20 barrels. Or yeah.
Nope, the math doesn't work out in that.
I want it so much.
It does not, by the way.
I don't know. I can't remember in math in public right now.
I would
have been
never
drinking-
math on the internet.
Literally had a beer before we
So
started.
each of our feeders is 620 barrels or 620 gallons. Sorry. That was
How many foeders you got?
two.
Side by side.
So many foeders.
Yeah, so many foeders.
All right, who's in the lead here, Phil?
We'll find out. Oh,
Testicles.
Oh, the testicles finally
retreating back
dropped.
inside. Sorry.
I want Foeder Me once to do so well, and it's just not happening. All right, so mixed fermentation beers typically consist of what strains, Mike? Saccharomyces, Brettanomyces, A and B, or none of the above?
I can't say it before people vote.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
you
did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Saccharomyces, Brettanomyces.
Correct. Those are your 2 typical strains. Don't get me wrong. You can do anything you want and still classify it as a mixed fermentation.
It can be T-Pain.
The brewing, if we've learned anything on this show, the brewing world is the wild, wild west. You can call something a different beer. You can say it is what it is, and it's not. Doesn't really matter. But historically,
on our side, like Saccharomyces, it is very true. Like Saccharomyces, you do your base fermentation on, and you run through it. And then for the foeder side for us, we have Brettanomyces, and a lot of other breweries will add some other bacteria to it. Lactobacillus, some people do to add that lactic acid that brings it up. We just like the balance of the Brettanomyces. We don't want to add the extra acid to it from that. But yeah, you can add some more to it.
I was going to say a lot. I feel like most of the mixed fermentations I have do have the lactic acid variation in it in some capacity, even if it's in small amounts. But there is definitely a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can tell when that is in there versus when it's just pure.
People don't understand how much yeast has to do with the finished product that you actually drink.
Yep.
There's so much to it. So, yep.
It's all those yeast farts making
Yeah,
the flavor
100%.
different.
Pooping it out, putting it in your mouth.
Actually, if it hit puberty, it dropped.
Oh no, you're
further.
not. Sorry, that's my next joke. I'll hold on to that one. God, it's so many good.
All right. The world's largest foeder holds how many gallons? 2.5,738,000, 3,152,000, 3,780,000, or 4 million? Just think of the size of that foeder.
Yeah, I was gonna say that thing's got to be huge, no matter what number this one is.
Oh yeah, 100%. So it is. It's 3,780,000 gallons. It's a French dude, and he brews something I was unfamiliar with, and I don't know how to pronounce it, so I left it out of the facts of what I wanted to talk about because I didn't want to sound like an uncultured fuck, which we all know I am. I have a black eye and I fell in the parking lot. But
wait, what is?
Yeah, I can't even spell it. It's like
it's French. So
I always feel like it's Sean Connery on Celebrity Jeopardy. It's Ape Tit or whatever. I don't know.
Jeez, man.
This guy has the largest foeder. He does it for a different style of alcohol that's popular in France, but he technically holds the record for the largest foeder, which sounds like a record you don't want to own.
Maybe no, right?
Like, everyone's been putting stuff in his foeder.
Right.
You
Just
can literally
like-
load entire people groups into his foeder.
Oh, there's been loads in his foeder. That's for sure.
I don't want to hear about it.
Lots and lots of loads.
He's got a top release tank for it as well.
Oh wait,
Oh.
testicles hit puberty. And it's dropped. I had to.
I love you were just waiting for them to fall on the score.
I was. Thank
I've been
you.
holding on to this.
Thank
one.
you. I had to remember that. That was.
All right, we got one last question. This is I always tell people on this question, just pick as fast as possible and see if you can
It's
win.
for
Unless
all
you're a faceplant ale or testicles, you might want to think an extra second. But
Give yourself 1 second versus
there we
0.
go.
All right, true or false? We used the Saison base for the Put It In My Foeder beer.
Oh, interesting.
I feel like we've talked about this several times
Mhm.
Yeah.
over the course of winning a marathon and winning a gold medal and getting stitches. And
You didn't get stitches.
We've been
I
talking about
probably needed them.
You did not. I checked.
Who said false?
It's fine. They just maybe they're new. They're new fans,
So,
There's
or it's
No,
baby.
Mike,
Maybe
what-
it doesn't read yet.
Mike.
Mike, what else would you put into a foeder besides a Saison base? Can you just put anything in a foeder?
You really can, man.
Yep.
But I like the nuance of just like that style. I want to put that in there. Like
Yep.
it just blends super well. You get so many more characters out of it. So if I put like a blonde ale in there, you're just basing off of the Brettanomyces and like whatever that's doing. But if you give that other yeast something else to go towards, like you're getting more character out of it. So, yep.
All right, let's see.
Total trivia domination, says Trey. All right, I guess we know who's Testicles.
Tips
Not the
foeder.
Not the
Coming in
first
third.
time Tips Foeder has been in third place.
Wow.
Faceplant Ale.
That's a good name.
Oh, I fucking dig it. Congratulations. There's no prizes. Thank you
Yep.
for stopping by.
You've won nothing.
One
Literally
good
won
job.
nothing. Yeah. Phil, I think we upgraded our merch store for this beer specifically because we had an original Put It In Your Foeder shirt. that
Yes.
is na- But now the new one is
So if you want the OG, that still exists. You can
Correct.
still get that one.
there's an actual foeder in that one, which is nice.
Yeah, there kind of is in this one too. And then we just upgraded to match the bottle, which should pop up. And
I
it's-
think legally we have to give them a percentage of it because their
Yeah.
logo was on it. So you can't see it in this frame, but Coastal's logo is at the top of it, and the Wish You Were a Beer Show logo is at the bottom of it. So I think I owe Mike royalties now. I might have rolled this out when he wasn't on the show.
Right, Mike. You can stock
You-
up the
You
store.
won't let me shit. You just send me a soccer ball. That's all.
Signed in eyebrow blood.
You're gonna regret that, Mike. I mean, you should see the amount of sales we get on this website. I mean, it is killer. Like, I'm paying rent on t-shirt sales at this point.
Ugh. God, I fucking love it. we're super excited about this beer. So my favorite thing about working with you guys is this has been one of the easiest processes of anybody that we've dealt with in making a beer. Like, hey, what do you want to do? Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Hey, what do you want to call it? Put it in my foeder. I don't care. Let's do that. Is the mayor going to be there? Yeah, I don't care. Let's call it, put it in my foeder. And I'm like, all right, guys, like, y'all just do you.
I don't think they.
I reached out to the mayor. He's going to come by tomorrow, and there's a photo opportunity.
Okay. I don't think you did.
Should
Me
have
and
those
Mr.
shirts
Jones
made
go way back.
We love having you guys there. It was awesome. It was a good brew experience. We fucking enjoyed it. So,
Are you going to submit this also for awards? Because we would love to get more gold medals.
We are.
It's what we collect at this point. So
that's what we're going for.
Yeah.
So we are actually doing this for GABF. Actually,
Get out!
Yep.
God, I'm so excited. Oh my God. Sorry.
And then we've got a couple of awards. We got the Virginia Beer Cup coming up as well. So we'll do that as well. So
yeah.
I mean, our stats are up there. So, it was a smart idea for you to join.
Hold them up.
2 for 2 on medaled saisons.
I love it. Well, Mike, I hope you figure out your power panel. I love you.
That's beyond me right now. That's beyond me.
I
talked to the guys earlier. They're like, you can go because I'm going camping this weekend. Like, I'm literally packing up right after this. We're fucking heading out. So,
well, have fun camping.
You're bouncing on the release day of this beer. Thanks, Mike. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Well, Mike did all the work. He might as well get out.
Sure.
If I get some signal, I'll pop in and just yell at people through a phone somewhere.
Put you on speaker and just hold
Look out this beer, man. We're doing well.
How many of these bottles exist, by the way, at this point?
We have 20 cases of those bottles, so that is 20 times 12. So
this is gonna fly off the shelves. This is gonna be gone before the weekend.
Well, and we also did keg it and keg.
We got 2 kegs of this too, so we're trying to push some on distro as well to try to get it up. So we have a new distributor as well. Oh, I'll add that. So we're up in DC now and Fredericksburg, Charlottesville, and pushing out west as well. So we're pushing out in different directions. So we are definitely gonna get some of this beer out there.
Nice. How long before it makes it to John Mallet up in Michigan? Is that a thing or?
About 15 years. We'll get it up there.
Don't worry, we'll reach out to him. We're old.
We'll get his address and be like, we need you to try this.
I'll send it to his local SPCA and he'll find it tied to a can.
I think next month we've got a
barrel under the
next month.
collar. We'll get it up there.
Cat, St.
Bernard cat.
He's got a crowler around his neck.
Yeah.
I brought this for you.
It's a full crowler, just tightened up. We'll be good.
Fucking love
All right. Well, if anyone's in the area, go get this beer before it's gone. That's what I said.
So this beer actually goes live in the tap room tomorrow. Down at Coastal Fermentory, downtown Newport News. It's delicious. I'm gonna let Mike go camping before we trash the own beer that we made on Untappd, just to keep the ratings even.
Nope.
That's the world we live in.
We're going for lowest score on Untappd because everyone's looking. It's a great way to find.
I'm coming after you with a Swiffer right now. Send me your address.
At least somebody would be Swiffering. I feel like we settled on this earlier. Mike.
Well, thank you guys. This has been awesome.
Honestly, one of my favorite beers we've done so far. It's fucking delicious. Thank you for helping us through that process because we obviously don't know shit about anything.
It's all good, man. We all have a good time, and I love hanging out with you guys. So thank you guys so much for what you do and hanging out with us.
Any day of the week. Enjoy camping. Keep your sleeping bag tight. I don't know who you're going with.
The guy over there
Your sleeping bag.
Oh, yeah. Keep your sleeping bag tight.
putting beers in the cooler right now, actually. We'll be
Not
good.
in the foeder.
Not in the foeder.
Not putting it in your food.
All right.
All right,
Mike, cheers. Thanks so
Bye.
much for doing this with
Cheers,
us.
Phil. Great to see you, man.
You
Good to see
too.
you too, bud. Be
Bye.
safe.
All right. We gotta go quick.
Phil, I need to know what you think.
I only go quick. We know what we think about this beer. So, Phil, this is
Right.
your first time trying it. So,
Yeah.
what do you think?
And I know
All right.
seasons are like kind of a hit or miss for you.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm gonna say about this beer?
I think you're going to fucking hate it, and I can't wait.
No, I think he's gonna like it.
No, I want to rip it a new asshole. Mike left. He can do whatever he wants now.
Okay. It's sweet. Sweeter than I was thinking it was gonna be.
Yep.
I wasn't sure what to expect, to be honest.
Yeah.
When I hear something's been in a foeder for a year and it's a saison, my head more in my thought process was it's gonna be like very like the wet horse, wet sock. You know, I thought I was gonna get a real funk.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting I almost when I opened it up, it smelled like a cider almost.
Mm-hmm.
And so just kind of just threw me off, to be completely honest. I was not sure what to expect from it. But on the plus side, I'll take a sweeter over a sock.
Yes.
So for me, this definitely works. I'm a fan of it. It's good for, like, I love that it's in this bottle. This is all I want of it. I don't want another one back to back. You know, like if it's on tap, I'm not getting two. I'm getting one. I'm gonna fucking love it, and then I'm gonna be like, all right, now give me something that's gonna.
Untang.
Thank you. That was the
You're
word.
welcome.
Yeah.
I got you, boo.
Yeah. So I really like it. I think I was just shocked by how kind of it was sweeter than I expected, and it almost and to have that. Is there a reason that I would be kind of getting a cider aspect to it?
Yes. So part of that is the foeder age process with some of the Brettanomyces and how it works. But a lot of that also depends on
The yeast.
this is going to be hard for you to
That's
hear.
right, that is.
Everyone's foeder is different.
That is true. It like collects flavors from past.
What you've put in there before.
It's like past lovers really affecting your current relationship.
Correct, which we've all been through, some more currently than others.
Is that what this bad taste in my mouth is?
Yeah, no, that's the semen. But you really do, like, so depending on what people do with their foeder tanks, it does absorb a certain amount of what you're putting in there, what you're dragging off the top. If you're throwing fruit into it, if you've got complex, like crazy sugars in there, different yeast strains, everybody's foeder is different. And it really is the fun process.
You're welcome.
Because if you go, like our friends over at Benchtop do foeder aged crazy shit, like lagers and this and this and this. And they vary so much depending on what they're throwing in there. And so it has a lot to do with, again, how they brew specifically and the strains that they use. Most of their mixed fermentation or their bottle aged stuff tends to be a little sweeter, a little cleaner because of the yeast strains they're using. And it's good. I don't know. Tart.
Well, I will say when this gets nominated over at the Great American Beer.
Could you imagine if we win a GABF medal and we're tied to it for some reason?
I mean, we're definitely going.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
We're definitely
We'll
going.
cash in this merch store and we'll finally take a trip based off the money we're
And
making.
we'll be able to buy 3 beers amongst all of us.
Buy a few more shirts, folks. Help us fund our trip out.
Send us to GABF.
I'm trying to go win a medal at GABF.
We could start a fund. Not like a Kickstarter, but just on our thing.
Just buy a shirt. That helps. Or just buy us some beer.
Just put it in your foeder, man. It's not rocket science.
We'll say, like, every time you donate, we put something in our foeder. And we'll just see how that
That's
goes.
called OnlyFans, and I don't think that's going to work on this platform.
Only fooders.
Only fooders. Every time you donate, I put yeast in the foeder.
I think that might be the shirt next week. Is the only Foeder shirt.
Only fooders. Finally, we can get our first cease and desist.
It has to be in the same.
Make the
like,
same
font.
symbol, but with
Yeah.
the foeder. Same font, same everything.
Oh man,
No.
are y'all going to the release tomorrow?
I don't care. Can you make an
100%.
only fooders shirt? I think that's the most important thing that came out of this episode.
Yeah.
I also think that may be one of the best shirts to sell out. By the way, they're made to order, but
Correct.
that's
Look for Only Fooders on onlyfooders.com. We bought the website just now. Phil, by the website right now.
Katie and Andrew, I need you to
Katie, Andy, by the website. But if you can't afford a website, go get a Put It In Your Foeder shirt. It does have the Coastal insignia up at the top in green, which is their hop variation here, and our beautiful little yellow glass down at the bottom. It's probably one of the easiest ways to support the show, in all honesty, other than watching us, and we appreciate everybody that does it week to week and keeps up with us on social media. But go buy a shirt, go buy us a beer. It's probably the easiest way to make sure that I don't have to keep buying beer every goddamn day.
You just have to.
You don't have to, but I do want to give a big shout out to Coastal. They were wonderful throughout this whole process.
Seriously.
And we've known these folks for a while now. We've hung out with them for a while.
couple times.
And they were great through this whole process of what beer do you want to do? We don't care. Tell us what you want to do. We'll make it happen.
Well,
Tell us this. Hey, what's the label want to look like? Phil sends them a label and they're like, yep, put it on the bottle. Like no questions asked, no nothing.
I just love
We
when I was
came
like,
up with the concept. I made it, and it was
Yeah.
so much better than working with some of our past people.
some people have more strict branding than others.
We've only made 4 beers, so which one of you am I talking about?
Oh, I thought you were thinking about the mallet. I was like, no, he was difficult to work with, but we didn't make a beer with him.
He was great.
This
And
was a blast. We sent one thing, and they were just like, "Yeah, that works." I think the answer was, "We can work with that."
Yep.
Which
I
doesn't,
think Mike
doesn't say I
Mike-
like it.
Mike texted me the next day and he's like, I'm gonna Kate Spade the fuck out of this. And I was like, I don't know
He
what that
did.
means, and let's just go.
And I was
with
like,
it.
please don't kill it.
It's great. It was
It
awesome.
is great. So the beer actually comes out tomorrow. You'll be able to buy bottles of it. You'll be able to get it on draft down at Coastal Fermentory, downtown Newport News. So if you're local to the area, go pick it up, go find it.
And if you're not, look for anywhere that has Coastal Fermentory beers on draft in DC,
Correct.
Charlottesville, Ashford.
Yep.
And he said
Newport
West.
News.
So check it out. It's
Yeah.
delicious. They're gonna try and get out.
Tiffany and I recently won a costume competition
We
there
did.
before my face was disfigured.
Yeah, it was when he still looked attractive.
So we probably will do a giveaway on the Instagram as well. So keep up with that. We did win a gift card to Coastal. We might attach that to a bottle of this beer. So if you're local and you're watching the show and want to keep up with some more, look out for that because we'll probably give away some shit that
And
I
share it
can't
with your
drink
friends
by
or
myself.
don't if you want to, up your chances.
true story.
All right.
But,
Well, enjoy the release,
I won't.
thank you.
and we'll figure out what we're doing next week. But everyone, come back.
Yeah, I had a traumatic experience at the last time I was there, so I don't know how much I'm going to enjoy it because of the face thing.
I'll have a great time.
See you guys next week.
Hey, bro.
This beer is so good.
I was gonna say it's garbage. Oh wait,
Nothing would make me happier, Phil, if you trashed this. Like,
I
first time I've had it.
I can't wait to check into this on Untappd. I haven't checked in a little while, and this seems
Mhm.
like a good one to do.
It is a good one.
Don't fuck up my rating, Phil.